Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 534th Rome Total War Brother game that I've put onto YouTube. As you might know, I usually just put a battle on a Saturday and maybe a Wednesday. It's very unusual for me to put a battle on a Sunday, but there's nobody on the computer, so I thought I'd put a bonus battle on for you on a Sunday. This battle's fought in the Germanic Forest map with a big open plains, as we've talked about before, if you want to fight out in the open, or if you want to bring barbarian troops to get the woods bonus and plan those nasty ambushes from the woods there. Okay, so I really do like this map. And our first teammate is Brotherhood member Man 2, who's bought the Carthage faction. Now, Man 2 has got 19 Sacred Band units and 1 fast-moving missile cavalry unit, okay? Let's have a quick look at it. The Numidian, I think it's a Numidian mercenary missile cavalry unit. Okay, so 19 Sacred Band spearmen. Okay, that's a heck of a lot of infantry there. Be interesting to see how well it does without any heavy cavalry backup. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member First Prime, who's bought the Germania faction. Now, First Prime has got 11 chosen axemen, 3 berserkers, and 5 cavalry. Okay, I just want to show you something here. Can you see the difference between the berserkers and ordinary infantry? Look at the height and how big those berserkers are in comparison to ordinary infantry. Remember, those berserkers got effective against armor maces and have got 2 hit points and a massive fear factor they bring, destabilizing enemy troops. Quick look at the upgrades on his Gothic cavalry. So a quick count up: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fully upgraded Gothic cavalry. Now, as I said before, if you look at the specifications of this cavalry, it's really, really good cavalry, very underestimated. You fully upgrade it and you could have battle-winning troops there. So I think that's a really good, interesting Germanic army build there. Our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who's got his very old Roman army of 12 infantry and 6 cavalry. A very diverse team. So we've got a Carthage with Man 2. We've got Germania with First Prime, and myself, Rome. Interesting battle. And here is the other team. We have an RTW player who's called himself Masai N. And now he's got the bog standard 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. So I think we thought that this was another RTW player that we might know quite well, who's just changed his name for this particular battle for some reason. As I say, you can see he's not a new player or anything like that, with his standard 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay. Their next teammate is RV1113. A lot of you will know him. Very good 31k player. Now, he's got 5 archers, 5 cavalry, and just 8 infantry. Okay, so 5 archers, 5 cavalry, and 8 infantry. Very unusual army build there. Okay, and I just like to draw your attention to his cavalry, his Praetorian cavalry. Just have a look at the upgrades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry. Now, we know that this cavalry is absolutely excellent with just gold shield, gold attack on. You fully upgrade these cavalry units, and you have maybe looking at battle-winning troops there. And he's got 5 fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry units. Also here, I'd just like to draw your attention to the setup. Okay, now look how they set their armies up here. RV113, see how he split his infantry up? He's only got 8 infantry, but he split them up there. And look at the Brutii general as well. Can you see how he split his army up as well? Now, you know, all of you know that I'm pretty old school and I'm pretty old fashioned when it comes to RTW. But maybe this is a new way that people are setting up Rome. I don't know what you guys think, but with both of them setting up like that, maybe this is a new way, and I kind of I'm a bit old-fashioned and old school. Maybe this is the new way forward on how you set up your Roman armies before the battle there. Be interesting to see how well they do. And their third teammate is RTW player Mock the Punk. A lot of you might know him, and he has got 8 Cretan archers, 6 cavalry, and 6 pikes. Okay, so 8 Cretan archers, 6 cavalry, and 6 pikes. And I'd like to draw your attention here to his companion cavalry. Look at the upgrades on his cavalry. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Fully upgraded companion cavalry. Now, make no mistake, this cavalry is elite cavalry, and you fully upgrade it, and that makes this cavalry extremely serious there. Okay, so you can see here there's a lot of archers. The enemy have bought a lot of archers here. Now, the main reason they've bought those archers here is to target of course, our Germanic ally. Remember, our Germanic allies units are all barbarians, and they would be very susceptible to archer damage. So that's why they've bought all those archers, and especially they'd like to target his berserkers. Okay, so I've got a question here. Do you think either side's got faction advantage? They've got Macedon, Rome, and Rome. We've got Carthage, Germania, and Rome. So do you think either side has got a faction advantage, or do you think it's pretty even? Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle here, you can see the enemy are setting their credentials out right from the beginning here, being aggressive and attacking. You can see they're moving their archers forward. They're backed up there by his fully upgraded companion cavalry, backing his archers up there just in case we thought about doing a cavalry attack on his archers. But if you notice here, he's moving his archers around very tactically here, looking to shoot into the flank of our Carthage ally. You can see also the SPQR general bringing his archers forward as well. Okay, now just bearing in mind that none of us in our team have got any missile troops at all. We've got no archers, no slingers, nothing on our team. So we are going to be heavily outnumbered here. Now, just like to draw your attention to Mantu's infantry here, his sacred band. Now, you can remember that we actually counted 19 sacred band units, and if you count there, 3, 6, 9, 12, there's only 14 sacred band units. Now, please bear this in mind, okay? So, where's his other 5 sacred band spearmen? Okay, now he's tactically hiding those 5 spearmen in the woods. Okay, now he's going to try and bring them out just at the right time. So what he's hoping here is the enemy will just see what he's got here and think that's all the infantry he's got. Okay, so that's what he's hoping for there, but bearing in mind he's got 5 units hiding in the woods. Now please remember that, because that could be very, very pivotal, especially towards the end of the battle. Okay, here you are, you can see Mantu here running his Numidian missile troops forward here. The cavalry, they haven't got very good morale, and if they suffer too many casualties, they will rout almost immediately there. Can you see how many casualties they've taken? And there you go, they've just been routed there. Okay, but just to remind you, we've got no missile troops at all, and look at the archers that they've got here. Long range Cretan archers, of course, do a lot of damage, and if you notice here how he's tactically spreading his archers out here, once again safeguarding them with his fully upgraded cavalry and his pike units there he's got just behind me. Let's just pause the game. As I say here, moving his archers out there and looking to shoot. What they really want to do is target our Germanic ally. Knowing their barbarian troops, they could do a lot of damage, especially the berserkers, and they're starting to move the units really around here. Now, if you look at our team here, what are we going to do about this? Are we just going to stand around and let ourselves get shot to pieces? What do you think? Do you think that just standing around here and letting them choose their targets, moving archers around to tactical different positions there to target us in the rear and the flank, do you think that we should just stand around and take that? Or do you think we should try and do something about it? Bearing in mind we've got no missile troops to counter their missile troops at all. Okay, the Macedonian general there, look at how he's bringing his 8 Cretan archers round there. As I say, very good tactical move there, backing his archers up with his fully upgraded cavalry and his pike units there. Okay, so even if we thought about trying to hit those archers with our cavalry, with those fully upgraded companion cavalry and those pikemen there kind of safeguarding those archers, that would be a very difficult task for us to do. As I say, our Germanic ally there is at the moment trying to stand his troops as far away from the enemy archers as he can, but as the enemy move closer and closer with those archers there, his units are going to become more vulnerable to archer attack. Okay, as I say, you can see the Macedonian general very aggressive, very attacking here. He knows that the Macedonian spearmen punch above their weight when it comes to Macedonian pikemen there. But if he can weaken our Carthage allies with his archers first, and obviously that's a good tactical move. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second here. So you can see here all the enemy archers moving in, shooting arrows at us here. Okay, and as the battle continues here, they're going to tactically move their archers more and more around to shoot into the flank and rear of our troops here. And as I say, their main target, if they could, would be our Germanic ally here. They could actually kill loads and loads of his troops there with their archers. As I say, we've got no missile troops to counter that, so the only thing I think we can do is attack. Okay, we can either stand around and get shot to pieces and be weakened so much that when they attack they just kill us straight away, or we can attack and, if you like, go down fighting at least. Okay, but as I say, as you can see here, as I said before, we've got no missile troops, and they're tactically moving their archers around here. Look at Man 2's units here. He's already suffered a lot of casualties here with his Carthage Sacred Band units being shot into the flank by those tactically moved Cretan archers there. So as I say, we just don't want to stand around here getting shot to pieces. We need to do something about it, and I think attack is all we can do. Okay, and as I say, I'd much prefer to attack and go down fighting rather than just stand around and get shot to pieces, and then when the enemy attack, because we're so weakened, we just rout almost on impact. Okay, so I think First Prime's going to follow me, hopefully, when I do attack, and we'll just have to see where we go from there. But as I say here, look at Man 2's, look at the Macedonian general moving his archers more and more tactically, backed up by his fully upgraded cavalry. Poor old Man 2's units on that one flank are suffering a heck of a lot of casualties. Right, can you see I'm starting moving my Roman army forward now? As I say, I got fed up with this stood around here just getting shot up, so I'm going to move now and I'm going to attack that enemy SPQR army in front of me. Okay, as I'm running forward to attack, obviously I'm going to be shot into the flank by the enemy archers as well as into the front, but I'm just going to keep moving forward. What I'd like to try and do is attract the archer fire onto my Romans that suffer less casualties than my Germanic ally. Okay, at the rear here you can see that First Prime has brought his fully upgraded Gothic cavalry out here to try and disrupt the enemy archers. Okay, now you can see here that the Macedonian general's got a few of his cavalry out there, but he hasn't got all of his cavalry out there, so that's why he's not trying to counter the Gothic cavalry there. Okay, he's bringing his Macedonian companion cavalry out now, so he's got all 6 of his units there, and he may well now decide that he will counter-attack our Germanic allies' cavalry. But my guess is here First Prime has done the damage that he's wanted to. He's disrupted and taken out a lot of the enemy archers there, and now he'll just pull his cavalry back. Nice tactical move there by First Prime. Okay, but as you can see here, the Brutii general, okay, do you remember he was all the way over there, and he's moved his infantry and cavalry all the way around this flank, probably with a view to get in behind the Carthage Sacred Band ally there, or maybe even target our Germanic ally. Okay, so make no mistake, there's a lot of tactical movement going on here by the enemy team, but all I'm doing here, I just want to run forward. I want to try and attract as much archer fire as I can, because my Roman troops can take the archer fire a lot better than my barbarian allies troops can take them. Okay, here comes First Prime moving his infantry forward here. I'm going to let him get a little bit closer to my army, and then I'm going to go out for a full attack. Now, make no mistake there, the enemy archers are shooting into us all the time. Okay, but as I say, First Prime is moving his Germanic army forward. When he links up with mine, we're going to go for the enemy SPQR infantry in front of us. Okay, so as I say, make no mistake here, in this situation where we've got no missile troops to counter the enemy missile troops, we just have to attack, because as I said before, there's no chance we're just going to stand around and get shot to pieces here. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm moving my army here towards the enemy SPQR army there. Just a bit of a footnote here. First Prime and myself have both been playing Rome Total War since it first came out, so both of us are quite veterans, if you like, and we both know that when we're going to attack, we're going to support each other here. Now notice here, the RV113 general here is backing his infantry off. He doesn't want a combined Germanic and Roman army attack on his troops, so he's going to back his infantry off here. Okay, which is a good tactical move. Okay, as we move forward, but don't forget, all the time the enemy archers are shooting into us from both sides there. You've got enemy cavalry ready to strike. Bearing in mind, I think that cavalry is maximum upgraded as well. But as it stands at the moment, we're moving towards the SPQR army there. Okay, now poor old Man 2 here is left with that enemy Brutii army getting in behind him and attacking his flank possibly, plus those 6 pikes might move in to try and hold and pin his forward units while that Brutii army gets in behind him. Okay, so poor Man 2 is in a bit of a dilemma there, I think, but as I say, First Prime and myself here are going to attack the enemy SPQR troops here, trying to at least disrupt them, try and take out some of those SPQR archers and force them back. Now you can see the Macedonian general here has decided to bring his pikes over here, okay, and then stops and decides to run towards our Carthage ally. So I think he was in two minds of what he wanted to do with his 6 pike units, either run over here and maybe attack my Scipii troops here, and then he decided to run back over to Carthage. But I'm still going for those SPQR infantry. Right, let's just pause the game here. Right, now, should I continue chasing that SBQR infantry? It's probably going to try and draw me away from the main battle. Or should I now turn my troops onto the rear and flank of those attacking Macedonian pikemen that are bound to attack our Carthage ally? Okay, not quite sure what we're going to do yet. You see First Prime here moving his cavalry out with my cavalry there. We've combined our cavalry, moving towards the enemy SBQR troops there. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm moving my Scipii troops forward there towards those archers. But as I say, look at poor man 2 there. He's got enemy cavalry in behind him. He's got Macedonian pikes closing in on one flank, and he's got enemy Brutii infantry coming in on his other flank there. Okay, so poor old man 2 here is in a really precarious position, should we say. If all those enemy Brutii troops attacking from the rear, let's just pause the game for a second. So there he is there. You got Macedonian pikemen pushing in on it. If all those enemy Brutii troops, you got those fully upgraded cavalry, and those Brutii cavalry there could smash into the rear of his troops there. So if you notice here now, I've changed the trajectory of my attack. I'm no longer going after those SBQR troops. I'm now moving in on the Macedonian troops. I want to get in behind them and attack them. Make no mistake though, those archers are shooting into my troops all the time, weakening my units all the time into the flank. Especially when your units are moving, you tend to lose more troops. There's the Germanic troops there and their cavalry there moving forward. But as I say here, what I'm going to try and do is disrupt the enemy archers there, try and stop them shooting into my moving units here as I'm moving towards those Macedonian units. Okay, so as I say, my cavalry here trying to disrupt and kill as many of those archers as I can, but I am aware of those SBQR infantry units and that fully upgraded SBQR cavalry. Okay, so let's pause the game here. So as I say, I'm trying to chase down those archers there, but I can see the SBQR infantry moving in on me. And don't forget that fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry, SBQR cavalry coming in on me as well. So I don't really want to hang around being sandwiched between infantry and fully upgraded cavalry. So my guess is I'm going to pull my cavalry back now from that situation. Meanwhile here, I'm moving my infantry up towards those Macedonians. Now obviously I don't want to take those Macedonians on head on, so I want to take units around the flank to get in behind those engaged Macedonian units, okay? That's what I want to do with my infantry. Meanwhile here you can see our Germanic ally is moving forward towards the Brutii troops. Okay, so it's time for me to pull my cavalry back. I think that one last cavalry unit could get caught by the enemy troops there and maybe routed here as I'm moving my 5 cavalry units back, because I feel my 6 unit cavalry unit has probably been taken out. Okay, so here you can see man 2 here has put a rear defence up against those Brutii troops, but he's being surrounded. But now, do you remember we talked about where his other 5 units are? And here they are, hiding in the woods. He has now decided to bring those 5 hidden Sacred Band units into the fray now. Now, has he timed it just right, or is it too late? We just have to wait and see. Look at the enemy troops ranging in on his infantry. Could he have left it too late? Here you can see the Brutii cavalry have charged into our Germanic ally there, and the berserkers have been activated. Okay, I'm moving my cavalry over here to try and take out this Brutii cavalry, but you can see the Germanic general here banging his cavalry in there, and bang as they smash in there. So okay, so between this infantry and cavalry there, he's routed all that Brutii cavalry, which is really good for us. Okay, meanwhile here I'm taking infantry, as I say, around the flank of those Macedonians. I don't want to fight them head on. I've got a unit holding and pinning a couple of those Macedonian units while I take my infantry around the flanks. Okay, the berserkers now are attacking the Brutii infantry. I'm throwing my infantry in as well to assist those berserkers. Both First Prime and my cavalry there are ready to strike if we need to help our infantry. Okay, so let's just pause the game here. So, as I say here, we've got the berserkers engaged. I've got some of my infantry units engaged there. We've got our cavalry there ready maybe to smash in there to help our infantry. Don't forget that fully upgraded companion cavalry is at the back there. And as I say, Man 2 has just brought those hidden units out of the woods into the fray. Okay, so we want to show you a little bit tactical move here. You can see all that enemy maximum upgraded SBQR cavalry and that infantry. Now what I want to do with my infantry units on that side is to try and hold up the enemy SBQR army and infantry and cavalry there. Okay, so this is what I want to do. I want to, with these infantry units that I've got here, I want to try and hold up all this SBQR infantry and cavalry. Okay, hopefully allowing the rest of my infantry and First Prime's cavalry and infantry here to take out a lot of the enemy troops. And bang! As both our cavalry charge into that Brutii infantry. Okay, now with both our cavalry there, if we can smash in. Okay, let's just pause again for a second here. With both my Germanic allies' cavalry and my cavalry there, if we smash into that engaged Brutii infantry there, we could well take them out. As I say, meanwhile here with my infantry here, I'm sacrificing them there just to hold up the enemy SBQR army. I want to try and hold up the cavalry and infantry there as long as I can. There, hopefully giving First Prime and myself the chance to take out the enemy Brutii army there, and then we can turn all our cavalry and infantry on that SBQR infantry. Okay, so even though I'm going to sacrifice my infantry on that flank there, I hope it does what it's supposed to do there and just hold up those SBQR troops there. Okay, so as I say, we got First Prime and my cavalry there. We're going to smash into that engaged Brutii infantry there, and bang, as we smash in there. You can see Man 2's hidden units that he's just brought out the woods now being brought into the fray as well. And between us there, we've smashed into that Brutii infantry. As I say here, all I want to do here, I'm just going to sacrifice my infantry units here just to hold up these SBQR units. Hopefully he'll bring those other SBQR units into the fray as well, and I can just hold them up there. And as I say, hopefully giving First Prime and myself time to take out the enemy troops. Don't forget, those Macedonian archers are going to be shooting into me all the time as well. But as I say here, if we can just take out this enemy Brutii infantry, we can then turn all our troops onto those SBQR infantry and cavalry. Okay, so it's a very tactical battle here, what we're trying to play. So as I say here, we just want to try and take out all this Brutii infantry here now. As I say, then we can turn all our infantry and cavalry on those enemy SBQR troops. Bang! Okay, so most of the Brutii troops that have been routed now. My infantry, unbelievably, is still holding against two massive cavalry attacks from those maximum upgraded SBQR cavalry. Still holding up those SBQR troops, which I'm really pleased about there. But here comes the final cavalry charge there, and bang, as I charge in there. And the last of my infantry units on that flank have now been taken out, but they've done what I've wanted to there. I've managed to hold up the SBQR infantry and cavalry for as long as I did there, so I'm pleased with that. Okay, and as I say, look, we've routed the enemy Brutii army there. So now all our troops here, we can now move against those SBQR infantry and cavalry. Okay, so a very tactical moves there that we've done. Okay, now I've got my cavalry here. Now bearing in mind, I think my cavalry is just gold shield, gold attack, and I'm up against fully upgraded companion cavalry here. Now if we look in there at my guesses, we both alt-attacked. Yep, can you see we're both using our heavy swords instead of the light spears? Remember, the heavy swords do more damage than the light spears, and we've both alt-attacked here. But as I say, my cavalry, I think, is just gold shield, gold attack, and I'm up against fully upgraded companion cavalry here. So I'm expecting my cavalry to rout. But once again, I'm holding up the enemy units here. I'm holding up these Macedonian cavalry here, stopping them moving to attack the rear of our troops. So as long as I can hold them up there for as long as I can till my cavalry is routed there. And as I say, we've managed to turn all our troops now onto these SBQR infantry and cavalry. But still, just to remind you, the SBQR cavalry is fully upgraded, and here it comes, and bang, as it charges in there. But I noticed that a couple of Man 2 spear units there blunted that attack as they're charging in there. Let's say I've got about 4 of my infantry units left. I think all my cavalry has now been taken out. Here comes First Prime with his fully upgraded Gothic cavalry, and bang, as he smashes in there into the enemy SBQR cavalry there. Nice hit there by First Prime. Really been moving his cavalry around excellently around the battlefield. We've routed the SBQR general. Really well done there to him. And I think most of the SBQR infantry has also been routed now, which is good news for us. You can see the Macedonian, as I say, fully upgraded companion cavalry still left on the battlefield. And here he looks like he's going to charge into the rear of our Carthage Sacred Band ally there, and bang, as that cavalry smashes in there. As I say, that's fully upgraded companion cavalry. Bang, as it smashes into the rear of our allies there. But we're still holding there. Still holding. As I say, you can see that he's alt-attacked with his companion cavalry there using the heavy swords. So well done to Macedonian general there. I think he was just hoping maybe to have sparked a mass rout there when he charged his cavalry in. But there you go, he's realised that the battle's really over now, and he's just admitted defeat. So we managed to go on to win the battle there, and that's all the units that we've got left there basically. Now bearing in mind at the beginning of the battle it looked like we could have been shot to pieces by enemy archers if we just remained defensive, but as you saw during the course of the battle we decided to take the battle to the enemy, take the attack to the enemy there, and I think that's worked out well for us. You can see First Prime's cavalry here chasing down archers. It wouldn't surprise me if he got some really good kills, but my guess is that the Macedonian general with 8 archers and those fully upgraded cavalry, I would think he got some pretty good kills as well. Okay, so just have a look at the battlefield here. I tell you what, for a 3v3 it seems to me to be quite spread out here really, with like little battles all over the place and some big battles as you can see there as we move across the battlefield there. There's where my gold shield, gold attack Praetorian cavalry fought that fully upgraded companion cavalry there, so you can see my where my cavalry made its last stand. But I held up that cavalry for quite a long time as well, stopped it being brought into the main fray for a while there. So first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game there. Great game, guys. I think everybody played well. As I say, it was a close victory there, as we thought it would be. As I say, we could have stood around being defensive and got shot to pieces, but we decided not to. And then you can see the highest kills in the game goes to Mock the Punk with his Macedonians there. As I say, with those 8 strategically placed archers, those fully upgraded companion cavalry there, I was expecting him to get some good kills. So well done to him. So well done to Messai N. He probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to do there, but he was smashed by cavalry and infantry there. Well done to RV113. Got some quite good kills there. And as I say, Mock the Punk got the highest kills in the game. So really well played, guys. Some great moves there. Really well played. My army didn't maybe get the kills that I wanted to there, but as you saw, I did hold up the SBQR army. I sacrificed units there to hold up the SBQR army, so I think it was worthwhile that not to get very good kills. Well done to First Prime with Germania, some really great kills there. Well done to him, and well done to Man too. I thought bringing those hidden units out just when he did, he timed that just right there. So really well, nice tactical move there. That's why I like Woods in a battle. You can hide the units and move them out when you want. Okay, so this Spartan Commander saying, hope you enjoyed this battle. As I say, it's a special Sunday bonus battle, and I hope you liked it. And look forward to seeing you soon, and bye for now.